Special Counsel Hur repeatedly emphasizes that President Biden's conduct contrasts sharply with that of former President Trump. He sets forth these points of difference in detail. Quote, most notably, after being given multiple chances to return classified documents and avoid prosecution, Trump allegedly did the opposite. According to the indictment, he not only refused to return the documents for months, but he also obstructed justice by enlisting others to destroy evidence and to lie about it.
You know, it's amazing how this case has nothing to do with the former president at all, but as they typically do, Democrats were quick to pull the Trump card when they ran out of ways to defend their own big guy, Mr. 10%. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan rejoins us right now. Congressman, very good. Thank you for spending so much time with us. Jamie Raskin, Eric Swalwell, it was one thing after, and Trump. Like we said in the last segment, I'll bet you Trump's name was uttered more by Democrats than Biden. Go ahead.
Yeah, and to Mr. Raskin, he said there are allegations that someone may have destroyed documents relative to President Trump. Those are allegations. We know for certain that the guy who was writing Joe Biden's book, that he was getting paid $8 million, that Special Counsel Hur said was the motivation for Joe Biden to ignore the processes and procedures on protecting classified documents. We know that ghostwriter destroyed the evidence on his laptop. He tried, that is truly, if there's not obstruction of justice, I don't know what is, but he doesn't get charged.
Not until he realized that there was a special counsel, Robert Hur, on the case. He had those things, and he shot him over to his however they burn him now, when he found out there's going to be an investigation.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to talk about, quote, allegations against President Trump by the most partisan Jack Smith, who's been overturned by the Supreme Court in another investigation he did, 9-0, for goodness sake. So they're talking about that versus what happened here, where the book writer, the ghostwriter, destroys evidence and he doesn't get charged.
All right, very quickly, you're killing it today. You're fantastic. I'm so thrilled that you're chairman of that committee. Gates also had a really good opening salvo. Take a listen to a little bit of that.
Mr. President, why did you share classified information with your ghostwriter? The president, I did not share classified information. I did not share it. I guarantee I did not. That's not true, is it, Mr. Hur?
That is inconsistent with the findings based on the evidence in my report.
Yeah, so it's a lie. It's just what regular people would say, right? Yeah, all right. So the next one. And all the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked. That wasn't true either, was it?
That was inconsistent with the findings of our investigation.
Another lie, people might say, right?
I'm not sure what's worse, that the guy lied or where he is mentally. I mean, what kind of character does the seated president have?
Yeah, it's not the first time that the White House has said things that were not accurate, but I think you're right on the fundamental point. On one hand, you have the special counsel saying Joe Biden willfully retained and disclosed information, classified information, to people he wasn't allowed to disclose it to, namely this ghostwriter on his memoirs. And then on the other hand, you have, but we're not going to prosecute him because he's an forgetful old man who a jury would find sympathy for. So it really does, it just doesn't make sense. And then the same guy who is a forgetful old man says in a press conference after the report comes out, I didn't do that. And of course, the special counsel, after the questioning from Mr. Gates, says that's not accurate. That's not what we found. So you have all those inconsistencies there. But in the end, the one guy who's getting prosecuted, again, underscoring this double standard, is President Trump. And I think the country sees it for what it is. They see the double standard. They see the attack time and time again that's been happening from the Justice Department on President Trump.
Incredible. Incredible. Thank you, Congressman Jim Jordan, chairman of that committee. Appreciate your time. Very, very insightful hearing today, and your perspectives are spot on. Thank you.